Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Therapy with Rikki podcast, where we talk about real conversations that you can feel. I am your host, Rikki McCoy, a licensed holistic therapist in Atlanta, Georgia, specializing in all things self-care, holistic wellness, and really just out here promoting taking care of your mental health is also wealth, okay? I am excited to be here with another episode, a heartfelt episode. I always try to make sure that I come to you all when I feel like the message is needed. And so I'm back today with a really nice message on how we can battle or conquer our imposter syndrome. All right. Now, the imposter syndrome is something that I have noticed has been coming up a lot in my sessions over the past few weeks. It has also been coming up for me in my personal life as I navigate certain transitions around relationships, business, that kind of thing. And so I just want to remind you who you are when the imposter starts creeping in, okay? This imposter will come in and it will really make you feel like you are incompetent of doing the things that you are out here doing in your life, right? And so what do we do? How do we battle? How do we overcome the imposter syndrome? All right. If you are new to the podcast, welcome, welcome. Everything is Therapy with Rikki. I do individual therapy. I do holistic wellness coaching. I also host wellness retreats for those looking to get away and learn more about self-care, learn more about wellness, learn more about putting yourself first and taking care of yourself. Okay. It's also a great way to meet like-minded people that are also on the journey. And I've met some of my best friends through wellness retreats. And so I highly, highly recommend. If you have any questions, if you want to join any events, everything is Therapy with Rikki. So the website is therapywithrikki.com. Instagram is Therapy with Rikki. TikTok is Therapy with Rikki, and YouTube is also Therapy with Rikki. All right. So we need to talk about imposter syndrome. Okay. Now, imposter syndrome has been creeping up in my life as I navigate certain transitions, and I've also seen it in my clients in the last few weeks. All right. During certain transitions, you may notice, you're doing something different, you're healing, you're navigating a new path, and we may sometimes question our confidence, right? In why we get to show up and do the things that we're doing, or as we continue to grow and evolve, and that saying that everybody can't come, right? Well, how do I establish new connections and new friendships when it's time to level up and keep going, and what makes me worthy of those things, right? And so it's really around confidence and worthiness of showing up as your full self, being worthy, being qualified, being capable, being enough as you are as a person, really. Okay. So let's talk about imposter syndrome and some signs and symptoms that you may be experiencing imposter syndrome. Now, there are different types of imposter syndrome. There's the perfectionist, there's the soloist, the expert, the natural genius, and the superwoman and superman. All right. Now, those can go a little deeper. So I just wanted to break those down for y'all real quick so we can further digest which type of imposter may be showing up for us. Okay. So the perfectionist believes that everything must be flawless. They may not really put out certain things, accomplish certain tasks or certain goals because everything has to be perfect. And what happens when you feel like everything has to be perfect is you don't really accomplish what you want to accomplish. The soloist prefers to work alone and views asking for help as a sign of weakness. Now, we all know a bunch of soloists when it comes to being vulnerable and asking for help. All right. The expert feels the need to possess extensive knowledge in their field and constantly seeks additional qualifications, fearing exposure if they do not have all the answers. So they feel like they have to be perfect, show up, be the expert in whatever it is that they're doing. Okay. Natural genius assumes that everything comes effortlessly and they feel inadequate when they encounter challenges. So anytime there's a challenge, baby, we are having a nervous breakdown. We just don't know what to do, right? We don't know how to pivot. We're not used to having to go through a struggle. Okay. Superwoman and Superman, and y'all know that one all too well. They feel the need to constantly outperform expectations and push themselves beyond normal limits to prove their worth. A lot of us are operating in that Superwoman, Superman role, and a lot of us are burned out. I am seeing it in my work. I am even seeing it in myself. A lot of us are burned out from constantly feeling the need to have to overextend ourselves. Okay. So, how do you know if you have imposter syndrome? What are some things to look for? Constant self doubt and fear of being exposed as a fraud. Okay. Over preparing for things, overworking to compensate for that lack of worth that we feel, discounting your achievements, not celebrating your wins, feeling like, oh, this is just what I do. Not everybody is doing what you're doing. So celebrate yourself, okay? Perfectionism and fear of failure. We do not want to look crazy. We do not want to fail. We don't want to anybody judging us for mistakes, right? We really have a hard time with making mistakes, right? Having imposter syndrome can lead to serious anxiety, burnout, and depression. So, this is why we're talking about these things, y'all. I don't want y'all to be overextending yourselves. I don't want you to be out here overworking, not resting, overproducing for nothing. Okay, so what happens is we end up doing everything for everybody else, and we feel empty inside still. Okay, so here are some things that you can do to overcome imposter syndrome. Reframe your mindset. Replace some of that self doubt with some self belief. Really look at how you talk to yourself in your day to day. Write down some of the thoughts that come up for you. What are some of the negative thoughts that come up for you? What are some of the self sabotaging thoughts that you're having? Write them down. Own your successes. Share your feelings with trusted colleagues, mentors, or even a therapist. I repeat, even a therapist. Now, I do, as a therapist, I might be a little biased when it comes to therapy, and not everybody has to go to therapy. Like, there are mentors, there are other things that you can do. But even myself have a therapist, yes, that I go and talk to and balance all of the things out, right? I want to make sure that I have that safe space to really process. So making sure that you own your successes and talk to people and celebrate your wins with the people that really see you, with the people that really support you and cheer you up and lift you higher as you accomplish the things. Talk about it. All of that burying down of the emotions and not saying anything is still there and it's manifesting in our bodies. This is where diseases and physical ailments come from. So let us work to release the emotions, the heartbreak, the disappointments, the shame, the guilt. Let's release those things and get them out of our bodies, okay? Embracing growth. Growth is not always easy. Growth is not always going to be upward motion, right? Sometimes we take a couple steps back, but growth is worth it, right? Evolving is worth it. Getting on the other side, knowing your why, knowing your motivation is worth it. Okay. So I want you to really think about how to overcome this imposter syndrome, how to feel like your best self, how to show up in your life as your best self. And I want to share some affirmations with y'all. They really, really um, hit home for me. And I've been sharing it with clients all week. All right. So, a couple affirmations around self sabotage, around imposter syndrome, right? I am capable and deserving of my success because you are capable and worthy of your success. You deserve it. You deserve to live in your roles. You deserve to, if you've accomplished certain goals, if you've accomplished or completed certain degrees, certifications, programs, pop your shit. Period. Be proud of who you are. I trust in my abilities and my experience. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Trust in yourself, trust in your gifts, trust in your passions, trust in whatever it is that you're meant to be doing in this life, y'all. If you don't know, sit with it. Find some stillness. Really sit with who you are and what you want in your life. Are you happy with what you do on a day to day basis? Are you making a difference in the world? What is it that you wish to be doing? And are you in alignment with what you want to do on a day-to-day. Okay? You are the author of your story. You can pivot and regroup as many times as you need to. All right? My unique perspective is valuable and necessary, right? Your voice matters. What you have to say matters. Your input, your perspective, your vision, right? It matters. There's a reason why that lives in your heart, right? It's the reason why it's on your mind. You have something to say. You have a people, you have a voice, you have something that you're meant to represent in this world, y'all. Speak up and be proud. Okay? I belong in every space that I enter. I belong in every space that I enter. The door that is open for you is open for you. It is not open for anybody else. When it comes to comparison, when it comes to trying to compete, but release those things. Release those thoughts, y'all. We are not in a competition with anybody else but the person in the mirror. Okay? I celebrate my progress, not just my achievements. I celebrate my progress, not just my achievements. You know why? Because a win is a win. The baby steps that we're taking to accomplish the big goals, y'all, they matter. Getting up out the bed, finding the motivation to get up and do the things that you're doing every day. Hell, showering, right? Skincare routine, hair care routine, keeping your house clean and organized. Like these things are big deals. Stop minimizing your life. Stop minimizing how you show up. Stop minimizing how you have a great structure and a great routine and you're doing things to show up for yourself. Be proud of yourselves, okay? I am worthy of opportunities and recognition. I am worthy of opportunities that come my way, and I am worthy of being recognized for the work that I'm doing. All right? Be proud of yourself. Accept compliments. Accept feedback. Accept awards and recognition for the work that you do. Okay? I replace self-doubt with self-belief. Replace those negative thoughts with something more positive. See that glass half full versus half empty, right? Stop playing victim. Conquer your fears. Sit with your fears. Y'all put your big girl panties and drawers on, right? It's time to grow up. We grown. We are the new adults, right? Just aging and growing so fast. Sometimes you look like, wow, like I'm really like auntie now. Yes, embrace it, walk in it, but be grown about your shit, about your emotional maturity too, about your awareness of who you are, about your flaws, about your strengths as well. Okay, about the things that make you who you are. Be proud of yourself. I am constantly evolving, constantly learning, and I am constantly improving. Okay, this is a journey. Appreciate the ride. Be present day to day. Make the best out of your life day to day. Do what you need to do to fill your cup. Do what you need to do to bring yourself joy. Sometimes it's the smallest things, y'all. A cup of coffee in the morning, the birds chirping, the sun shining, like really make me happy and get me going in the mornings, right? But sometimes I might need a little podcast, or I might need a playlist, or I might need some affirmations to remind myself of who I am and why I am getting up to do the things that I do every morning. Okay? The work will always need to be done. The work doesn't have to be complicated. The work is here to help us grow. The work is here to help us be better. Don't be afraid of the work, y'all. Reframe those perspectives. Own your successes. Challenge perfectionism. Y'all, we are not perfect. We will never be perfect. Release that shit. Release it. You are human. You make mistakes. You are learning and you are growing. Acknowledge, be authentic in who you are and living your truth. That's it. That's all. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Therapy with Rikki podcast. I hope that these affirmations, these reminders when it comes to imposter syndrome help you and help somebody else. Please be sure to share this episode with somebody and subscribe, y'all. Tune in. Let's get the page going. Let's get people tuned in. We are all living, we are all navigating this thing called adulting, and I'm here to help you do just that. So until next time, peace out. Be easy, and I'll see you later. Bye.